People make a lot of assumptions about what it means to be dyslexic, which is why when you're dyslexic and you talk to people about it, often they'll have responses rooted in these assumptions, many of which are wrong, some of which are just downright insulting. So here are 5 assumptions that people commonly make about dyslexia that are all wrong. The first one is that if you're dyslexic, you can't possibly be intelligent. And that's just not the case. There's no correlation or causation between dyslexia and your level of intelligence. The second one is that if you were dyslexic as a kid, you're going to grow out of it and you won't be dyslexic as an adult. That's not real. Dyslexia is rooted in how your brain is wired, and you will be dyslexic and as an adult if you were as a kid. Maybe you'll have learned different ways of compensating or masking or working around certain challenges that come with being dyslexic, or maybe you'll have received intervention that helped with being dyslexic, but you'll still be dyslexic. The third is that if you're dyslexic, you can't possibly be a good student. And often, when a student who's a really good student tells someone that they're dyslexic, they'll get questioned about being dyslexic. It'll be like, are you sure you're dyslexic? Because you're a really good student. It doesn't totally make sense. And I've also kind of found this to be true just about being a high achiever in life. Like if you're dyslexic and a high achiever and you tell people that you're dyslexic, they might have the initial reaction of like, are you sure? Because you've done kind of a lot over here. The fourth assumption that people make is that when you're dyslexic, you can't read. That's not true. You can. It might take you a little bit longer. You might read things a few more times than someone else to comprehend it. It might be a little bit more effortful, but we can definitely still read. And finally, the fifth one, people make this assumption that dyslexic individuals see everything backwards. We don't see everything backwards. In fact, when we look at a page full of words, we see the same page that you do. It's just that the way that our brain decodes what we're seeing is different than how yours does. And our process is often a little slower and more effortful, a little more challenging to do. But we're still seeing the same thing that everybody else sees.